Team Infinity, or just Infinity. Who knows? But game one going the way of Infinity after what looked to be the winning fight from OG.SEED. Until Ace said, enough's enough. I'm just going to fight. And then I'm not only going to fight 4v1. I think he had Abaddon come in late into that fight. It's a blur. But Ace, he won. Somehow he won. Standing in a wall of Darkseers, he won. I don't know how he did it.
Satanic, very good item, it has to be said. Especially now you lifesteal off. Like, it makes it so much better than before. It's crazy to think we have to go back to the draft now and just start thinking again. Because last game was so crazy, like, for the last half an hour or something, it felt like. Even longer than that.
It was nuts.
And we just have to move on from that game, apparently. Yeah, if anybody in chat didn't watch last game, you definitely want to go back and find the replay, because it's definitely a game worth watching. It's pretty bonkers.
It felt like there was like for 25 minutes, every movement could have been the final movement.
5 seconds remaining.
You know?
I get you. Especially when the Storm didn't have buyback and, OG took both the tier 4s. There were some crazy things happening in that game. And they first picked the Lich. So, Abaddon's still in the pool. Magnus still in the pool. Wisp's... Oh, no, Wisp got taken out. Okay. There's still some relatively strong openers available. Disruptor's still in the pool as well. Been seeing that a lot today.
5 seconds remaining. Team pick.
Rubik coming out.
I'm glad Z-Freak's on a hero that he's more... Not that he's not comfortable on clock, but it's something he's more well known for this game. He's a very good Rubik player.
Let's see what I think Rubik was banned last game, right?
He got banned second phase, I'm pretty sure. Not 100% sure on that, but I'm, fairly certain. And they go mag as well to cover themselves. Okay, so they cover themselves with Rubik and then pick up the mag. Interesting. I wonder who plays it on this OG.SEED team. I would assume it would be Chessie. But we've been seeing some safe lane mags as well. Just doesn't feel like a Madara kind of hero.
I'm buffering again.
10 seconds remaining.
Do you want to just refresh or not?
Last time it...
let's just...
I don't know, I might.
5
Tell me when you get the next pick.
Now.
Okay, what's the timer on the Radiant side for you?
27, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Okay, we're fine.
I think I buffered for like a split second. We're good. It happens.
As long as I'm at the same time as you, it doesn't matter.
10 seconds remaining.
So,
Okay.
Abaddon Lich, which Infinity had the Abba in the last game. They had an Ancient Apparition previously.
I don't think that should be too much of a surprise, though, right? Like, Abaddon's one of the best heroes against Magnus. If you get RP'd, you can just borrow time, shield the stun off somebody else as well. It's very strong. And Abaddon's just probably one of the best heroes of the patch at the moment as well.
Brewmaster Band. I'm trying to think about what we've seen, what we might see again. You know, we've seen the Magnus with the Drow. We've seen Magnus safe lane with a sniper.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, I can't believe the Disruptor hasn't been picked up in the first phase. That's been really, like, a big one for a lot of these teams. And I'm wondering whether they will even want to pick it now, because of the Abaddon in the laning stage as well. She's very good at taking off Thunderstrike. Makes Disruptor's lane a lot harder. But it still gives, like, good catch, good, like, control in the team fights. You have Static Storm on top of the RP as well.
10 seconds remaining.
I think Pexy's a good Chen player as well, but I don't know how confident he feels at the moment, like, in the way the patch is at the moment. I'm not sure how do they want to play this game as well? Like, what kind of hero does Madara want to play? I feel like he prefers there's like a little bit more greedy heroes, right? So we've seen things like the Life Stealer and stuff, a little bit more farm to come online. I've seen him play Weaver a lot before. I'm just wondering how they want to play with this Magnus. Like, do they want to try and just up the tempo? Bloodseeker ban. Interesting. I mean, Bloodseeker Magnus is pretty crazy. You just rupture and then they just lose all their HP.
Or even just an RP into a Bloodright. Always
that Bloodright skill is so ridiculous. Just in its like by its like at level 1, it just does. It's pure damage as well, right? And then it costs what 70 mana at level 1, and it does 100, and it's pure. It's absolutely ridiculous. See, this is what I was expecting. This is what I was expecting from the draft last time, where these second bans, like, you actually have to take a bit just to think about them. Like, this is where a lot of the reserve time is used. But last draft, I just like bombed through them all.
Yeah, we went through that draft in seconds. It was quite nuts. So let's see what they ban. They ban the Bat Rider, and they'll go to the Elder Titan, which I feel like we saw not feel like it did enough. Was it the game 3 of the previous series where it was involved but lost?
It wasn't awful. I think this series is really strong, but especially against certain heroes. But people are just picking it up for its like strong laning stage still now. Like the Stomp's still really good. It's really difficult. Like in a team fight, there's so much going on, and you have to worry about this Stomp just putting everybody to sleep as well. You have RP into Earth Splitter now as well, which does a lot of damage until Magnus skewers them all away. Oh, sorry, it's not my pub, is it?
Oh my god.
That's because I'm playing the Magnus. So.
Oh. I feel like you need to start coaching me.
I need to coach you, do I?
Yeah. I need to be coached.
We'll get you to Herald 2 one day, B-Cop.
I'm hoping. It's hard, man. It's the trenches.
Every level's a trench. It's fine. Just gotta keep digging.
This is the Mariana Trench. Ooh, Tidehunter. Something a pick I've been thinking about all day that I wanted to see but just didn't think I would see.
Is it high position 4 or what?
Or ABBA 4.
ABBA 4? Or ABBA position 1 maybe? Or tied mid? There's so many things.
What?
I would assume it would be tied support, would be my guess.
Maybe. I mean, if you want him just for the Ravage, it's not a bad idea. Want him for the team fight as well as the Gush.
Yeah, the Gush is really strong. That's the main thing. The support. Like, you do a lot of damage. But Z-Freak's going to be licking his lips at the thought of stealing. Are we going to get to see the Tentacle Ravage? The Rubik.
Do they go like TA for Infinity?
Possibly, but I'm thinking for OG.SEED now, they want to picking their safe laner, I assume. Or like possibly their off laner, actually. Just to not show whether the Magnus is more safe.
I mean, I don't think Legion works here. You've got Omni Band, Brew Band.
This tie just puts you in a really awkward situation with what you want to pick as your side laners. Yeah, I was going to say, like...
That could be a mid-Necro.
It could be mid-Necro. I still leave their draft pretty open. Like, Necro... I assume it would be off-lane, would be my guess. And you put the Necro with the ET. And then put the Rubik in the safe lane with the +1.
I feel like every time I've seen Necro, it's lost recently.
Yeah, it's a really good hero against Tide, though. I mean, a lot of the time you have this problem where you can't really burst Tide down quickly enough before he gets the Kraken Shell off and gets the Ravage off. But when you're in a position with this scythe where you have the damage that can come through, where you can just burst him really quickly, especially if it's a support.
So what do you do against this Necro?
They have hardly any time left as well. They don't really have any magic burst at the moment to deal with this either. Gust is amazing up against Necro. It makes this game really difficult. Like, he has to prioritize building a purge early on, otherwise the Gust is, really difficult for him to deal with.
Is Gush still minus armor?
Yes. I make Gust, though.
No,
Gush.
I'm thinking, is Gush minus armor?
Yeah, it's
because
4, 5, 6, 7.
That with the TA.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, SF is still okay as well, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you have the minus armor from the Aura as well. Still very good. But I think they'd be happy with either of the TA or the SF, I think. So, depending what gets banned here, they can just pick the other. I mean, Storm's still pretty good as well. OD's in the pool if they want to go for that.
Is Storm still good for Infinity, though?
Yeah, I don't think it's bad. The lane's pretty hard, but like in terms of game overall.
But
like,
later in the game, when it gets telekinesis, it's going to be up for a while.
Yeah. I honestly think it's fine. Like, the Storm allows you to like reach the backline and kill off these really squishy supports.
Yeah.
Where if you look at their team at the moment, they don't really have anybody that has that jump and like catch available. And Royer is obviously like very comfortable on this hero as well. They picked it up last game too. I'd feel pretty confident if I was them, like with their draft that they have. I don't think it matters what OG.SEED pick here. I think Infinity are always going to have a decent chance with this draft.
I worry about the Storm towards the mid game when telekinesis lasts forever. If he gets
Yeah, it
caught,
does,
like,
but at
that's
the
a
same
problem.
time, like, he's going to build a BKB this game. I absolutely promise you. He has to, right? And then what do? They have to RP him. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, so their draft is really... It takes a little bit of time to come online, OG.SEED. They have... Oh, so it's offlane tied position 4 Lich, position 5 Abaddon. Interesting. Yeah, they have this really greedy like offlaner in the Necro and a really greedy carry in AM. And Magnus takes a little bit of time to come online as well. Like, you go for the Echo Saber first, but even then, you want like a +1, like with like the Blink or BKB or something, so you can fight. And I think Infinity, if they can just set the tempo of this game early on and just take away the map, I feel like this Necro isn't going to be a hero. And it's also going to be interesting to see if they can match cross against the Tide and try and get the AM against the Drow Ranger. But yeah, at some point in this game, it's going to get to the point where AM is the top dog.
I don't know if it's going to be fast enough. You've got a Drow who level 6 might want to try and fight. Sinister Gaze, if you catch a Sinister Gaze on the Anti-Mage with the Drow right there, how do you get away if you're Madara pre-Manta?
But it's interesting again, right, though, because both teams have this clear win condition. And even if it gets to the late game, like, there's a Ravage that can come. It's not like AM can reflect that. Like, they have ways of winning on Infinity in the late game. AM is going to be a real like problem for them to deal with, but they can do it. I just think if they can set the tempo, I think this early game should be really strong for them. That is a really good Rubik win rate.
Wow.
It's like above 60%.
And you have 1,000 more wins. Like, it's not just the percentage; it's the fact that you have 1,000 more Rubik wins.
No, that was.
It was.
I think you looked at his overall wins.
Was that his overall wins?
I think it was 71-38 was the Rubik rate.
Oh, I thought it was 2,000 Rubik hits.
No.
And 1,000 losses. I was like, damn, you can play that hero a lot. Oops. So, does your team fight line up enough here, I would say, for Infinity? Like, can you ball lighting in, get the Electric Vortex, follow it up with a Ravage, get a Gust out, make sure that this Anti-Mage can't go anywhere?
I think you need to make sure that you're killing I think you need to make sure you're killing off the Elder Titan and the Rubik first, honestly. I feel like they're more important than killing off the AM at the start of the fight. Because the control that they can offer and the things they can do. Like if Rubik steals Ravage, for example, or like they get a really big stomp off, it just sets up so much for this in this OG.SEED side. Like killing the AM off is always nice, obviously. Like it's going to stall his game, but... Yeah, these two sports have to be the target number 1s. And 2, obviously.
The battle begins.
So we'll see how this goes. Ace picks up a bounty rune, as does Kezu.
Looks like it's going to be 3 for 1 for the Radiant side, though. There's a battle going on down bot that we currently can't see. Yeah.
Woo! First blood. Ace gets first blood coming over, and so it's not Zibby. I'm still
Zibby. Let's do. I call him Zibbe, but you call it whatever you like, and I'll just go with it and say the same thing. They didn't pick up the bounty rune.
Oh, somebody get that!
The bounty rune's still there. It's 2 for 2.
It's
they're
just
putting AM mid against the Storm.
Ooh. Interesting.
And this is a really good matchup with how mana burn works now. Like it takes
But
a percentage.
Are they going to
as
lose
well.
the Elder Titan here too? Yeah, Frost Blast comes in. Ace technically gets the kill. Did he get the Frost Blast in before that last arrow hit?
Oh, is Master Risk dead? Okay, no. Pycat dies. Master Risk is almost dead as well. He only has an Orb of Venom.
And Zibbe or Jibbe.
Zibbe. You say whatever you like.
All right, I'm going.
This
with
lane
Zibbe.
is so good for Kezu, by the way. He's going to get to like that level 3 mark and the level 2.
Very quickly. Man, I feel like the Tide's got a very easy time top, and that can transition into a lot more here for Infinity early. Again, against the lineup that we were talking about takes a long time to kind of figure itself out.
Yeah, I like OG.SEED's chances a lot more now that I know that. I didn't even like consider
Pexu
that
again.
in my head.
Taking a lot of damage. Multi-shot coming in. One more shot. There's another kill. 3-1. Zibby needs to be careful.
Denied.
I mean, this silence from the Abaddon just does so much damage.
Well, when you can just run at him with the frost arrows, what do you
Yeah,
do?
look at this.
He's going to just go at the Rubik, and he's luckily close enough to tower, but I don't think he cares. He thought he was close enough to tower where that would matter. Whoa, melee range. Coming in big to at least get one in return.
Do you remember what we talked about before? That there's certain heroes that really don't like being in tri-lanes, and Drow's one. Like, you really want the levels. But with this tri-lane, the way it's going, Drow isn't going to get a huge amount of that XP.
Yeah, you want Drow to be 6 pretty quickly, don't you?
This Magnus has run out of regen, by the way. I think he might have more coming on the career here, but
And he's level 4, so he's got at least 2 in that anchor smash. Looking over, Ace throwing some shots out. He needs
Ace
to be
is in
careful
trouble.
with where he's positioned, but he's got the Aphotic Shield. You've got level 2 on Master Risk, and now you've also got the Frost Shield. So you may lose Master Risk, but do you keep Pexu alive? The answer to that is no with the multi-shot. Ace now low on health. He gets hit up by
First, you have to
both Necro and Z-Freak. Whoa! Just got it under the tower, risking it. Z-Freak going all out to get that kill on
such a
Ace, and that's a spree.
I think he gets solo XP for that as well, because I think the Necro... So he's like almost level 4 now on Rubik. That's crazy.
And look at this, Madara, 19 and 10 to the 11 and 2, doubling his CS at the moment. This is really hard for the Storm. Would it be better if you had? Nah. I was gonna say, would it be better if you swapped the Storm and the Drow, or is it already too late?
It's too late. Like the Drow just gets blinked on and dies. I think to the AM at this point, 'cause it's just like a much lower level, and I don't think Storm does much better. But
Tide about to hit that level 5, and now Frost Arrow's coming in. Death Pulse isn't going to be enough. Doesn't look like it. Frost Arrow slowing him up as well as the shots coming in from the Abaddon. Ace gets the kill. Looks for potentially more here on Pexu and Z-Freak, but they get far enough back.
at least for the Radiant side, Kezu's having a really good time top. Like, he's forcing the Magnus to buy regen with the CS that he's been getting.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We're still looking with the Elder Titan over on the side, but I don't think that's the position you want to be in. You're going to get shot up pretty hard by the multi-shot and end up dead. They get a kill there on Apexu. Another one in this lane. But Ace, Death Pulse, right clicks. Is it enough? It is. So, Elder Titan for Ace, definitely OG.SEED favored. But at the same time, all 7 kills have come in this lane.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it? It's been very action heavy down here. But I think that favors OG.SEED. Like, they have this AM mid that's not being touched at all, right? And, like, if he's having a good time, that's OG.SEED's win condition. So, that's all they care about. This AM having a good time. Like, look at the CS chat for the Storm and the Drow. They're really suffering. It's 5.5 minutes. Drow's got like 2 CS a minute.
And Ace is in trouble once again. Frost Shield plays onto him. Death Pulse comes in. Ryoya, by the way, killed off as you've got level 6 available for the anti-mage. At some point, I feel like you're going to need to make a rotation over there and try and help out. But Master Risk now hit with the Fade Bolt. One more shot will get the kill. The slow, though, he ends up surviving. And just enough to escape.
Oh, they're all so low, though. Like, Drow is really hating this. She's level 4 at 6 minutes into the game. It's like not a place you want to be as Drow.
I don't know how Master Risk survives on that. And with Ryoya and Ace doing so poor, it just feels like this could be a big problem to come for the side of Infinity as they don't even get Pexu.
How is he alive?
25 health, and they don't even get the kill into the Elder Titan. Meanwhile, Abaddon's still walking around, roaming the wasteland. He'll go to the tier 3 to sacrifice himself.
The other thing as well, though, right? Everybody's dying to towers. I thought they got, like, everybody stopped doing this, guys. Come on. The other thing is, like, we talked about how Kezu's having a really good time top, but, like, Jesse's still getting things on the mag. It's not like he's out of the game.
The question is, does this transition in anything for the Tidehunter to move over somewhere? He did use Ravage over top. They'll get the kill there on the Magnus. AM's also sitting pretty low over mid, but they've got the help of the Rubik coming over. Thought maybe they might be able to get the kill on the Anti-Mage. He ended up getting really low. And now Pexu man-fighting Master Risk. Right clicks come in. One right click was enough to pop the Aphotic Shield. Master Risk realizes, I shouldn't have stayed. Aphotic Shield again, but here comes the Rubik of Siegfried to get the kill.
Siegfried's level 5.5, 7.5 game. He's loving life. It's like some of the most Rubik XP I've ever seen on a support.
Yeah, he's got more XP than Ace.
There's been so many kills.
RPUs, Skewer comes out, and Pycat, Sinister Gaze, Frost Shield, one more shot will get the kill. See that experience-wise, Kezu is ahead, but that is not the kill you want to be giving away.
That's not the rotation they were looking. It has to be said. Like, you rotate that Lich up to the top lane, Mag just RPs you and kills you off, and you're like, oh, rotation over. Never mind.
I guess you could say RP's down. Cool. Look at
Sure.
the warding coming in from the Dire. Look at where it is in the jungle.
Yeah, they just want to protect this AM, and if he has the chance to ever jump on the Storm while he's jungle, he will.
Telekinesis out on Ace. All 3 heroes going under the tier 1 tower. Are they going to commit to this? Now multiple
Pexu's
heroes
really
coming
low.
over. Pexu, yeah, under the tower. Multi-shot comes in. They'll get the kill. Courier also dies.
Oh. Pexu.
Not exactly the movements they were looking for on that either.
Oh, shovel bounty rune. Oh.
7 gold
Oh,
Kobo.
the courier.
Courier comes over, and that should spot both those heroes. Now 3 heroes over here, and Lich is like, yeah, well, you know, I tried to get some solo experience. I guess I'll eat a Mana Void. Awesome.
I mean,
Great.
I think Madara's level 9, and like this Lich is level 4. All he has to do is blink on top of you and just start hitting you. There's not really much you can do, right?
Maybe a Sinister Gaze if he was alone and wait for someone to hopefully TP over immediately.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's... I think we need to see more from Kezu here this game. I think there's a lot on his shoulders to make things...
Gust, but you need follow-up to that. That silence is a long time, but now it doesn't matter. And now you're without the Gust, so...
They really want to get this mid-tier 1. So they deny it, but at least for the Dire side, they managed to get the map control that it gives, right? Ravage?
Would he?
Don't let him take the outpost. Just Ravage.
Nobody there to follow that up, though.
And could somebody not have just TP'd bot? I guess they all TP'd mid to try and defend the mid-tier 1, so... Maybe not.
Yeah, net worth is only 1,000, but I really do wonder what the experience is, as Madara is going to chase down Ace. He's got Mana Void available, blinks forward aggressively, and doesn't get the kill, but the creeps are there to help out. Although, oh no! Woo, Ryoya, he's still going to get the kill, but that almost turned horrible, and ooh, Zibby and Z-Freak are dead bottom as Ravage came out there. Good thing he didn't Ravage for that outpost.
That was 700 gold for the Storm for killing A. Look at where he is in the net worth chart all of a sudden. Like, he's almost at the same as the Mag after having like a whole game so far.
Yeah, he's got a game again. They've been using these Ravages. Both Ravages have led to kills. At least so far. He's 2 for 2 on it. Peksu. Sinister Gaze, Anchor Smash coming in. Peksu, though, throws down the Earth Splitter and does a lot of damage on a Master Risk who is not level 6, so he does not have borrowed time. Madara comes over, who just died, so he wants some more gold in his pocket. And, well, eventually, he'll find it.
More gold in Madara's pockets.
Very easily
Interesting
done there.
lich skill build. He's gone 3-1-1, so putting more points in the blast rather in the Nova, sorry, the shield.
Which is a bit surprising with a Storm, where maybe you want to go in with a higher level Frost Shield, or even a Tide.
I guess with how like active the lane was, you kind of want the more points in the blast just to trade more effectively. Well played by Kezu to take the aggro off the tower.
Does he have Stolen Aphotic Shield? That's not good if you're the Radiant.
Yeah, it's really
They've got
good.
Ryoya. Telekinesis comes in. And now, let's see what Ryoya can do. He's got the Electric Vortex. They'll get the sweep onto multiple heroes. But now, again, Reaper Scythe comes through as well as the Mana Void. Kezu, Master Risk, and Pycat are gone. Skewer back. Chessie might be in a bad spot with shots coming in from Ace as the Chain Frost bounces around. Chessie and Zibby go down. Ball Lightning over. Won't save the life of Ace. They'll get Peksu, but they lose everybody.
I mean, the fact that Madara survives that fight is the biggest thing. Like, he's going to have got so much from that. Like, all of a sudden, you look at the net worth chart, they used everything. They used Chain. Yeah, they didn't have Ravage, just come up, cooldown, but... Boy, Madara's going to be really happy with that one. He's got the mana, the gold for the Demon Edge now as well.
Telekinesis on
Still
the
level 5.
Abaddon. Madara may not want to stay. He gets silenced. Again, that could just be a huge issue. But they've got Tide, maybe looking for a potential Ravage.
I think Z-Freak has a mech. Oh, no, it's the Necro, sorry, has a mech, is what I meant to say. Jeez, he's pretty farmed, considering, you know, he was in a tri-lane. It's just he was a lot of farming involved.
He's just under Ace in terms of net worth. Madara moving forward again, and Kezu, he may want to throw a Ravage, but he needs some follow-up help here. He's trying to position himself, again, potentially to throw it. The Blink was used, Ball Lightning over, have the Electric Vortex. They're going to want to throw the Ravage up with this. And do they still get the kill? No, he blinks away.
Oh.
They don't have enough, but Ryoya follows him somehow, and they'll also find Z-Freak. So getting that kill into the anti-mage is huge.
They've managed to rescue their awful laning, which is quite impressive.
I don't know how they've pulled this off, but it's a fantastic job by Infinity.
It wasn't like they couldn't recover from it, but they were pretty far behind. Especially with how badly that bottom lane went.
With the fact that Ace has died 5 times, and it is hard for Ace to get things done.
I think the fact that Storm got 700 gold for killing an AM under his own tier 2 was pretty good going.
So Remnant stolen by the Rubik. And Kezu leading the net worth. And Anti-Mage about to finish off the Battle Fury. And he's going to be going into the Manta style. Of course, to follow that up as he tries to take this tier 1 tower. Not really much here in terms of what the Radiant can do to stop it. They're going to TP over Ace. I don't know if that's the right move, but the Gust comes in on 2 of these heroes. And now they've got the Sinister Gaze. Do they have the damage with this? They do!
That was so close. I honestly thought the Dire side would commit more to that with like either an RP from the skewer or they kind of just expected him to be able to get out. And that's a few times in a row that AM's died now.
Look at where he's at. He's below Ace.
So you're just stacking up the remnants to try and lift somebody onto.
A bit of a shock that now he's behind Ace. Well, he's behind all 3 cores, actually. And after how bad that lane was for Storm, how can you not be shocked with how well he's doing in the moment?
Kezu might be in a bit of trouble here. They're starting to rotate around on.
Kraken Shell, Earth Splitter coming in, and 12 seconds till he's got Ravage, so he might try to hold them and bait them closer, but Reaper Scythe comes in, and Kezu ends up dead regardless. They did use RP and Reaper Scythe to get that kill, though. So a lot out of the bag, but it will grant them a second on a Master Risk. But with RP and Reaper Scythe down, you must feel free to go after Madara. Why not, you know?
That's like 4 times in a row now that he's just died. He was doing so well.
He was a moment away from a Battle Fury.
I mean, he's not respecting the Gust potential from this Drow. Like, if he gets Gusted with any kind of follow, it's a really, well, not an easy kill, but the potential's there. And he's kind of just sitting in lanes and not expecting them to have the potential to go for it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Pygat manages to get away with just pushing a top tier 1 by himself.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, I'm surprised at OG.SEED right now with really high expectations for them in this this best of 3. But obviously, it's only, you know, a couple hundred gold net worth split. But at the same time, Anti-Mage finally gets the Battle Fury. He could have had this, what, 5 minutes ago? At least that's what it feels like. Steel Anchor Smash. Oh, they've got the Sinister Gaze as well as the Gust. Try to get this kill. Multi-shot. He's setting up potential Ravage.
Chain Frost.
Need to be careful, though, because you move forward. Oh, great sweep with the Earth Splitter on a 3. Now Ace in a lot of trouble. And he's forced to use the Ravage defensively instead of aggressively.
Oh, he really wants to steal it.
Right into the Sinister Gaze, but I think that's just a hold back while Ace TP's out.
Oh.
Lich? Hello?
You need to finish the Lich off, guys.
Guys? Alright.
Madara just doesn't even blink over, he just mana voids and carries on farming time. Amazing.
Dire's bottom tower.
I mean, that fight looked really bad for the Dire at the start, getting 2 heroes almost caught in the Chain Frost, but... Oh, that's the Orchid.
Yeah, Vortex coming in, and now he sees that he needs to get out of dodge.
Oh, Zephyr's so rich. He has this Philosopher's Stone, got an Aether Lens as well.
Is under attack.
Managed to dig up a bounty there. Good for him.
Feels like Ace has been very underwhelming this game. But
I
it's
know
not
he's
a
done quite a
surprise.
lot with the Gust. in terms of killing off
he
the
has.
AM.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like maybe his farm, or I don't know. I get this perception of it, even though he's 7, 5, and 6. It's weird because, like you said, he's not. It doesn't, he's not actually that way. Ooh, Skewer missing on both. Now the Gust on 2. And, oh boy, Magnus in trouble. They're going to lose both these heroes. No way he finds a way out, especially when they've got the Orchid follow-up to a Gust.
I think you just go into Roche, right?
Not good coordination.
They have the Gush available for the minus armor as well. I think you just go for this.
I'm definitely surprised at the poor execution this game, but
Radiant structures
especially based off last game where OG.SEED, despite the loss, we said looked very good with their execution. I don't know who's coming, if anybody. Luckily, nothing happens.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is poor execution. I get what you're saying, but it's a lot harder for them to get into the fights as well. My main problem has been with Madara this game is that he had a really good start, and he's just been caught, just a few too many times, it feels like, this game. Oh, Dragon Scale on Tide. Anchor Smash applies the effect. I didn't think about that. That's pretty nice. That's because nobody picks Tide anymore.
I think Tide's such a great hero, too.
Yeah,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
it's not good against a lot of the heroes that have been picked at the moment, though, as well. Like Abba, for example, is really good against it.
I'm a big Ags fan on Tide.
Oh, amazing.
I mean, his Ags is, in my opinion, one of the better ones. Master Risk finally, does have that borrowed time. It feels like he had been picked off so many times without it. And going into the BKB, so 2,600, 2,700 gold here for your ace. Shouldn't be too far off this BKB. We'll see how much time and space he's given without another engagement coming out between the two teams. And meanwhile, Kezu just continuing to farm over top pretty safely, honestly. And it'll be a Bloodstone soon for Storm.
This Madara aim is starting to pick up farm, though. He's sitting on top of the net worth chart now. He's going to keep farming through that jungle. I think, yeah, I was going to say that they have to play this tempo game still on Infinity. They have to keep the pressure up. Because if they give them AM like 5 minutes to farm, he's going to be really far in front.
Radiant are scanning.
Whenever Ravage is up, you should be looking for these big engagements, which they are. Pike at smoke breaking, unfortunately.
Ball Lightning with the silence and Earth Splitter thrown by Peksu, but Kezu
I love how Kezu walks
laughs.
back into it. He's like, hello. What of it?
Yeah, that's a woo.
Is under attack.
Looking with the Mana Void onto Master Risk, and he's just buying time. He's okay with that because look at what's happening mid.
Tower has fallen.
Peksu ends up dead. Ace gets the mid
can
tier
they-
2.
Can they do this, though?
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, okay. Titan has to buy back. They get half the damage onto the tier 3. That's pretty good going.
And there's no tree in this game to stop pushes.
Very true. They get the tier 2 in return. I think this is really good for OG.
Radiant's bottom tower has
I think the most important thing here
OG.SEED.
is that Madara's got the Manta, which has been huge here.
Yeah, all of a sudden, this threat from the Gust just isn't there. Because he can just use it to, get rid of the silence and then just blink away.
Look at how underfarmed Necro is.
But this is what I was talking about, right? Like, you start losing the map to this dragon, and then all of a sudden, this AM's taking up all the farm on the map. It's not like you're playing this hero that can, recover really easily by just taking fights all the time. Like, he's really static. He's not maneuverable at all. He kind of just doesn't become a hero eventually. And I think that's something they have to be worried about. Like, at what point in this game does Necro really start to take over? The Scythe's really good against the Tide, obviously, and it's going to be good lockdown for the Storm to get it on him. But aside from that, he's kind of just...
Tower is under attack.
I feel like he's just going to die in these fights.
Tower is under attack.
Does he take over, though? Like, is there a point? Like, I just don't know if
No.
Necro even does anything this game.
I think it's all about the scythe, though, right? More than anything. It's good sustain for pushes as well.
Blinding over, and they were searching at least for Madara. They've got the Sinister Gaze coming through in the Necro, as well as the Electric Vortex. A lot of damage being done very quickly. He'll pop the mech, but it's not going to matter. The kill is there for Ryoya.
I wonder what Ryoya is building next as well on the store. If I could say his name properly, that would be good. Ryoya. It's like a little tongue twister for me. I feel like, because he didn't go for that BKB last game, right? And he got punished pretty hard because of it.
Is under attack.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
It seemed like, and you said, you promised he'd get it. Master risked dead again.
I did. Oh, so we get the tier 3 neutral items come out at the 25-minute mark. Spider legs, pretty good going.
Ooh, ace. You know, Anti-Mage may have a Manta, but you don't, Chessie. But now they've got the RP. If you're going to come right down to them, they've got BKB. They'll get the RP on it too. They'll look over, though, at the Anti-Mage. He'll finally pop that Manta. He was stuck within the Sinister Gaze for a second. Ravage used defensively. They get the kill on Ace. They look over for more. And skewer back onto Kezu. If we can keep up with this, Mana Void comes in, and it's a double kill for Chessie.
Look what Z-Freak stole as well.
Oh, boy.
He got the Ravage. So in the next engagement, they have to be really worried. Like, if this Ravage lasts so long as well,
Under attack.
we'll see. I don't know what level Z-Freak is, but he must be... Yeah, he's level 16. Jesus. He's 2 levels higher than his off-laner.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Wonder if Anti-Mage takes over the game at this point. He's got Basher. And he's starting to, you know, really spread himself from the top of the Radiance net worth.
They're trying to see if they can set up for this storm with a lift and maybe a follow-up RP of some sorts. Oh, it's on cooldown. Never mind. I'd be interested to know if the Radiant side know he has Ravage, though. Because it's probably just going to completely change the way they want to play the game in the next few minutes. Which, when you're playing against an AM, is not very fun. Yeah, they want to use this Ravage.
There for Zibby. And I'm also kind of surprised Magnus, he's also caught up. It felt like he was falling behind, but obviously he's gotten power. He's gotten a little bit of space. Orb of Destruction for both sides. Madara moves forward, and woof, things getting sketchy for a moment. Skewer back, taking him miles away from his teammates, and he'll try to run back. But again, do you even try to save him? Sweep comes in, it hits on Ace, and now that's an even bigger problem. They got to look for the stun and their lockdown here onto the Rubik. They've got the silence, but it's not going to last long enough, so now the BKB is going to be popped on Ace, as well as Chessie. Ace trying to run, and now with the BKB running out, they'll throw the Ravage. It's a whiff from Z-Freak.
I think he was kind of hoping that there would be more heroes behind the Drow. Okay. Pycat's cutting the wave, by the way.
Radiant's middle tower.
That was a big moment that I feel
Structures are fortified.
ended poorly.
Yeah, I feel like if he'd have saved the Ravage there, it could have made a big difference.
Courier. And Madara coming over.
Uh-oh.
Bum, 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 bum. Oh, yeah! I tried. I wanted a TP out.
If he had his TP there for the Glimmer Cape, he probably would have got away, but...
Oh, my God. For a second, I thought. So now that Ravage is down for the Dire. Definitely gives more opportunity here to the Radiant, but they're down 7,000 net worth. Like, it seems like on a couple of fights that have granted Dire 1 or 2 kills, and just strictly farming with Empower and Battle Fury, they've raised the net worth difference by quite a bit. The game's just gonna get continually harder here for Infinity. Kezu? Quite the aggressive blink right there.
Didn't care,
yeah,
did he?
very aggressive and...
Oh. I'm really surprised he hit him there to break that lift duration.
Madara blinks away. Now they've got the sweep onto the Abaddon, who popped the borrowed time. Now needs to try and run. Chessie blocking off his path, looking for the skewer. Now Madara comes in. Back to the high ground he'll go. Look at where Kezu is positioning himself. They've got the electric vortex onto the Rubik. Abyssal Blade comes in. I'm not sure they were expecting that. Ryoya! Woo, gets the shrine. Kezu now sitting low. Reaper Scythe comes in. It's not going to get the kill, but the shockwave pulls back too. Zibby in too deep. He ends up dead. Telekinesis is through. RP on a 3. Great gust, but it's not enough. Manta's there. Ryoya's dead. Master Risk is gone as well, and slept up and killed out is Kezu. They're going to look for Ace. They'll get the kill. 4 heroes gone on the side of Infinity, make it a 5th. Give him the old Booker T. The 5-time.
I love that. Ryoya kind of just baited. He ran in and tried to zip the Rubik, expecting the AM to... So they kind of set up ready for the RP to try and turn on the AM, but they just don't have the physical damage to kill this guy off. And Madara's just doing whatever he wants in fights at this point. He's level 24 and a half, like 30 minutes into the game. This Orb of Destruction as well. Just helping him fill up slots.
I'm not sure they were expecting the Abyssal Blade.
Oh.
Vortex gets the kill.
Okay.
Now he needs to leave.
That's a Storm buyback for that. And they still lost one and a set of racks and a tier 3. Roche is up though, so they're probably going to look to try and go for that. Ravage still not up.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
Can the Radiant even go for Roche?
It looks like the dire side are probably going for a smoke here to try and pick somebody off before they go into the Roche pit, would be my guess.
BKB picked up here for Madara.
Oh no, they're just shrining. Dude, look at this Necro's like, it doesn't matter that he has no net worth. Team. Like, he has craggy coat, he had a Grove bow. He's got all sorts. So all of a sudden, like, the fact that he doesn't have any net worth doesn't matter.
This is why people are mad.
Neutral items re.
Gets shut down, but still having a good game? This is ridiculous.
Yeah. All of a sudden, they're like 20,000 XP difference. That's rather a lot. And he takes the counterspell magic resistance here as well. He understands that they don't really have the damage apart from
Are under attack.
mainly magical.
Madara's just looking for the Blink Abyssal. Gust comes in, BKB's pop, Ravage thrown, and that might save the life of the Storm. I don't think it saves the life of Kezu, who gets Anchor Smash off, doesn't give away the Ravage. He doesn't even use the Mana Void to get the kill. He's going to continue to look for Ace, who will pop his BKB. And now they'll get the kill onto the Lich. They've got the Orchid, RPUs, Ryoya locked down. Photic Shield, not going to be enough. They'll get the Reaper Scythe dead for 140 seconds. And I think that should just be GG if they haven't called it already, and there it is. Well, all three series go all 3 games.
That's pretty insane. What a good series, though, honestly. It's been really strong. I really dislike this Tide pick in where it was in the draft. You have this, like, Abaddon Lich support combo, which they can't really make plays on the map, right? And then you pick this Tide, which is pretty static as well until it gets the blink. When all of a sudden, like, you just have this AM that, I don't know, he can kind of just play off the map. He got picked off a few times by this Gust, which he'll be pretty annoyed about, but...
Once he got the Manta, that was it.
Yeah, I mean, he was so happy that game.
All his deaths were pre-Manta.